So every day on tour, it's a new adventure. We go from city to city. It all starts the same way. Our trucks pull up, doors open, gang of stagehands come in, and we push all our gear in. Usually my stuff is the first to come off, and it goes immediately to the end of the venue. And while they're building the stage, I'm back at front of house or close by, tipping my console, getting my racks all together, getting all my interconnect between the two. The systems engineer and the PA tech, they are flying the PA. And once they're done flying the PA, we roll the stage back. For me, primarily, that's when my work starts. Each day I use Smart and I time align the PA. I prefer to do it myself. So once I time align the PA and play a couple reference tracks, I walk the room, make sure everyone can hear what I want them to hear, especially his vocal. I want the vocal in your face because that's why you come to the show. So for this tour with Rocky, we don't sound check that often. I do what we call a virtual sound check, where I record the previous night's show. I can play it back as if Rocky is on stage performing right then and there, to the point where I can even hear how the crowd would react. And it's very key to how we mix our shows. So as the show is coming to an end, myself and the systems engineer, we start to tear things down, even while music is still going on. He walks off the stage with 4 minutes left in the show, and after I mute his microphone, I start to break down my near-field speakers, I start to unpatch a few cables. Once that's done, I play a little bit of house music, and then after that, it's time to fully break down everything. I have the systems engineer mute the PA. After he mutes the PA, he goes up to the stage to start taking everything down, and then he sends me 2 stagehands. I basically take the console off of the case, and once that's on its wheels, I send the guys back to him to bring down the PA, pack up everything else on my own. Once it's all together, I leave it here, and to their amazingness, my crew then puts it on the truck, and it gets to the next stop. So for this, when we prepare for Injured Generation Tour, in the beginning, we're going to have a band. For whatever reason, we decided to not do that, which was cool with me. It's less inputs. And we decided to go back to playback tracks only, which is cool because it's consistent. There's nothing that can really mess up hitting a space bar on a computer. I mean, there's everything in there. There's the drums, the music, background vocals, there's click tracks for Rocky. It's just something that makes it consistent night in and night out. It's normally a full CD mix in his ears. I actually used to mix monitors for him. That's what I gave him, and Moshe's, I'm sure, doing the same thing because he never complains about his monitor mix. And like many other tours, we have a playback operator. He's behind stage in Monitor World, controlling, I think on this tour it's Ableton, which spits out all our tracks. It also spits out what we call time code, which syncs lighting, video. It also does audio for me because I use what we call snapshots, where it's a preset for each song. So it'll sync the start of each song. That way I don't have to worry about hitting next. So fortunately on this tour, we don't have many audio challenges. The one minor thing that we deal with on this tour is that Rocky spends most of his time in front of the PA. One microphone is perfectly fine. We deal with it with some EQ tricks, and it works for this setup that we have. In the past, when there was more than just Rocky on stage, that was the challenge. We kind of dabbled back into that challenge yesterday for Yams Day, which is a very important day for the ASAP organization. If you don't know, ASAP Yams was the founder of ASAP, and he is very important, in my opinion, to the growth of the group. I listened to Rocky yesterday talk about it, and I could see the emotion in him. As someone who's never met the guy, I just feel like he had such a touch on a lot of the guys in ASAP. They speak highly of him. You almost wish that you met him because he's touched so many people. And unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago. And every year since then, they do a Yams Day. And so the first Yams Day was at Terminal 5 in New York City, and progressively the venues have gotten bigger. The production value has definitely gone, through the roof. And again, having that many people there paying respect to Yams was just incredible. So one of the tricks or tips that I use to get the microphone loud enough in front of the PA is just simply gating. Most people just use that for drums or percussive instruments, but if you gate a vocal lightly and with a quick enough attack and a slow enough release, you can get a lot more gain before feedback. That's the key to it, or at least that's my key. The one thing I think that makes me different is how I interact with artists. Not only with Rocky, but all the previous artists I've worked for. I feel like there needs to be a connection between us. And I think that's what started my relationship with Rocky. I came in and we just clicked. And so one of the things that I ask of him while he's doing more of a ballad song out in front of the thrust is to not cup the microphone. So if many of you guys don't know what cupping the microphone is, basically, you know, you're taking a microphone and just literally covering the whole capsule and grill. It changes not only the frequency response, but it also changes the polar pattern. Sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't work. It's something that we as engineers do not like. Typically a difficult thing for a rapper to do, but I asked him, and I can't really see him, but looking on social media, I actually see videos of him up close not cupping the microphone. And that was when I knew, like, you know, he listens, you know, like we are on the same page. I want the best for him, and I think he knows that. I mean, I would hope he knows that I want the best for him. At the end of the day, I want to give him the best sound he can have, and I want the fans to love, you know, the show. The one piece of advice that I would give to not just someone who wants to be a live engineer or work in the live industry, but even just, you know, a normal person, is just to be hungry. I was under the mindset of that it would take years for me to become a front of house mixer. And, you know, I've reached that goal within 5 years because of just being nonstop on the grind, hungry for what I want and what I, you know, aspire to be. Not to say that I've reached my goal and that I'm done, but I think that's what a lot of people need to know. You can literally be whatever you want to be. You just have to work hard at it, and you have to take advantage of every opportunity. It'll help you be successful.